is this planet. This is not the sun. And this is the elevation that I was referring to. And you can clearly see that is an elevation. Now, I'm going to skip over to another photograph that I superimposed a little bit of color into this so I can actually show you this very large plateau. And you can clearly see that that is three-dimensional. Okay, this is not some, camera glitch or anything of that nature. Now, when I zoomed in very, very closely to Christian's photograph, and I centered in on the planet, not the moon, I noticed that plateau on his photograph, on the other planetary object in the photograph. Okay, so this is what was captured. And one thing I want to point out is when you look at this, you can see this large cap, almost like a polar cap, I'll call it. Now, I hope this comes through in your video. I've tried to enhance it the best that I can, but this is the best that I can get on this particular photograph. But I want you to take note of that polar cap. Now, when we go here onto the other photographs, you can see this type of polar cap on this planetary object. It also has one on the bottom that literally protrudes and increases up the side. Now, getting into Christian's photograph. Here you go. I want you to take very, very close and pay close attention. Here is the same plateau. It's clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. As far as the cap on this planet, the polar cap, there it is, right there. Sorry, folks, I'm just really nervous right now because this is kind of an exciting moment because we're kind of making very serious breakthroughs. And photographs are being taken all over the world. We're getting some telescopic photographs. We're getting great video. We're getting great photographs from everywhere. And then we're going to have these people out there that say, you're crazy, you're nuts, that's not happening, that's Jupiter, that's Venus, that's Mars. Listen, it's none of those planets. So don't insult all of our intelligence, everyone around the world that is taking photographs and following what is in our sky. And we have some impending danger. That's the way I feel. I've been studying this now for 13 years. I think that I know what I'm talking about. And yes, we all do make mistakes, and I've made them, and other channels have made them. But we are looking at one thing right now. That looks to me like the same object, and I'm identifying with this plateau right there, right here, and this type of what I'll call a polar cap. Here's the imagery. There you go. It's right here. There is the polar cap. Watch my cursor. And you really can't see it too good on this side, but it literally trails all the way up the side. Here's the other imagery from Secchi, from another craft, another view. You can see the cap. You can see clearly this large elevation. And this, to me, is what's giving it away. This is the identifying marker. Now, when I was looking at the other photograph, I couldn't see it very well on this photograph, but I would have to say this elevation is going to be somewhere down around here. And the planet's naturally rotating, but you can see clearly this planet has some type of a polar cap on the top of it. It's absolutely amazing. And at the same time, this situation it's very scary. Now, I tried many different filters on the photograph that Christian sent in. And as I, moved the filters back and forth, and I tried many different filters, this was the best one that I can come up with that clearly shows and defines that polar cap and this large plateau of land. And once again, I mean, it's almost an identical match as far as how clear these photographs are. Now, naturally, the NASA footage is going to be much more clear, but listen, I don't know how much more evidence that you could possibly want to say there is something in our solar system that should not be there. And nobody is saying anything about it. They just want you to be Donnie Downer and Debbie Downer, and they just want you to just go about your daily life and not look up in the sky. Well, guess what? We're all looking up in the sky. Now there's probably millions of us looking up in the sky, and we are taking photographs, and we are catching the mistakes that NASA is making. And they think, oh, okay, well, we'll just tell them that it's a camera glitch. Well, guess what? The camera glitch that SETI had on November 17th and November 30th. So now you're going to tell me that this gentleman that subscribes to our Nibiru channel, his camera just had a glitch, and by chance, it just had some of the same identifying markers that the SETI footage had. Come on now. We're not that stupid.